Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Natacha Oceane's Cut.Reload program. Just last week I finished the 12-week program. I believe because I took a couple of weeks off when I was sick, I completed the program in about 4 months total, although it is a 12-week, 3-month program. I'm going to be reviewing the workout split, going through some overall pros and cons, and then I'm going to rate the program based on enjoyment, difficulty, and sustainability. So let's get right into it. So this program includes 5 days of workouts. Day 1 is full body, day 2 is upper body and HIIT, day 3 is lower body, 4 is rest or active recovery, 5 is full body, and 6 is HIIT. So 5 days of workouts, 1 rest or active recovery, and 1 full rest day. I'm going to do a quick review of each workout in the split and what I thought overall, which were my favorites, my likes and dislikes. So the full body was definitely one of my favorites. I would rate this a 9 out of 10 overall. All of the workouts were truly full body, engaging upper, lower body, and your core. They included a good mix of weights and functional training as well, and I thought they were great overall. Upper body and HIIT was probably my least favorite day, and it is not Natacha's fault at all. I am just a HIIT hater. I've learned throughout this program I really don't enjoy doing HIIT. I thought I would just get used to it and kind of grow into it, and that was not the case. I also just don't love upper body days personally because even if I go close to failure, sometimes I still struggle to burn as many calories as I do in the lower body or full body days. Overall, there's a lot of variety in these days. I found that she did a good job making the exercises interesting and varied. I would rate the upper body and HIIT probably a 7 out of 10, but mostly just because of my personal preferences. The lower body days were a 10 out of 10. She incorporated so many different exercises, lots of different machines, different weights, everything from plates to dumbbells to cables, squats, leg press, the whole bit. I like to start with compound movements and focus on smaller muscle groups later in the workout, so I really appreciated that that's how she had the workout set up. One thing I do wish she had, which I now know she has in the build program now that I've started that one. If you're interested in seeing a review of week 1, I will link it up here somewhere in the cards. When I do a full program review for that program, I'll also link it if you're interested in checking that out as well. One thing I like about build versus cut is in build, she incorporates warm up, like progressing to your working weight for compound movements, and that's not the case in this program. So I don't like to jump straight into my working weight for squats. I think that's pretty unsafe. So I would add in my own warm-up, but then I would often go over time or run out of time for other exercises in the program. So I do wish that cut included warm-ups, especially because lower body are the days where she would have most of her big compound movements like deadlifts, squats, lunges, things like that. That was pretty much the only con. Otherwise, I absolutely loved the leg days. I thought they were really varied, really interesting, super fun, and I would get pretty sore from these, which I really like. Now, let's talk about the 20-minute HIIT workouts. I tried doing these in the beginning, and I just could not stick with them. And she really preaches that you need to modify the plan to fit your life and your preferences. So I took the liberty of stopping doing the 20-minute HIIT workouts on the 5th day. 1, because I didn't really have time in my schedule to be doing 5 workouts a week at that point. And 2, I just hated them, and it wasn't her fault at all. It has nothing to do with her. So yeah, if you don't like HIIT, go with another program of hers. As promised, in this video, I'm going to do a more in-depth review of the Aflete app and some of the issues I've had with the app as of the time this video is being released. Obviously, in the future, maybe they'll see this and maybe they'll address those issues. That would be awesome. None of these issues impede you from doing your workouts, from tracking your progress. You don't lose any of your data, so none of it is essential to using the app. They're just little things that if they could fix, I would be so happy and the app would be like perfect at that point. One thing is that if you change the number of reps, it doesn't remember the weight that you had been in before, but it appears to. So for example, if I do an exercise, in my first set, I do 10 reps at 25 pounds. And for my second set, I do 25 pounds, but I can only do 9 reps. When I click to enter the info for my second set, it'll show me 10 reps, 25 pounds, like from my previous set, which is awesome. I love that functionality. But if I switch the reps to 9 and I click save, it'll save it with no weight. Like it just forgot that I had 25 pounds in there, even though it stays filled in the UI. So that is a little bit annoying. If they fix that, that's my biggest issue with the app, honestly. If they fix that, I think it would be pretty much perfect. But there are a couple of other things that I wrote down that I noticed. I would say about like 1 in 3 times that I use the app, it'll quit or crash in the middle of my workout and lose my timer. So luckily it doesn't lose any of the information from my workout. So all my reps and sets and weights will all still be in there, which is amazing. That's the important thing. But it will just turn off the timer. So all of my time spent working out data is completely inaccurate, which it's not a big deal to me. I don't really care, but if that's something that's important to you, this app is definitely not perfect in that area. I was having trouble saving notes in the app. You can add notes to workouts, and sometimes I would like write little tips or suggestions or talk about weight, like, oh, didn't have 45 pounds available, but use that next time, or whatever. I was having trouble saving notes in the app, but I actually emailed their developers. I don't know if there was an app update or if it just resolved itself, but it's working now. So yeah, those are the only issues I've really noticed, but overall, I really appreciate having an app versus a PDF because the videos are amazing. It's so nice to see the exercise demonstrated in video versus in photos. Tracking your progress is amazing, and being able to see yourself get stronger and use more weight or have more reps over time, I love that. And the app is just very convenient to use. Before I get into the pros and cons, I'm gonna address just a few questions. First question, did I complete every workout? As I hinted at, no, I did not. After the first couple weeks, I stopped doing that 5th workout, and many days I wouldn't have time to do the upper body and HIIT workout. So I would just do a little bit of HIIT at the end, maybe some running, a couple of sprints, but usually never the full HIIT component of the workout. It's just something to keep in mind. I probably would have seen different results if I'd been doing all of those HIIT workouts as well. Next question, did I modify my diet? No, not until the very last month of the program. I realized towards the end of the program that I needed to eat more protein to reach my goals. And I knew this because there is a nutrition guide included with the program, which is amazing, by the way. But in the beginning, I was like, I'm probably fine. I don't really want to incorporate more protein, so whatever, we'll just see what happens. And I realized towards the end that it is very important as outlined in the nutrition guide. Once I added more protein to my diet, that's when I started seeing the most results. I highly recommend following the nutrition guide from day one. And then another question, how did I choose weights? So the weights are not pre-prescribed for you. You just have the exercise and the recommended number of reps. So I use the rep range to determine what weight I should use, sort of. Like if it's in the 6 to 8 rep range, I would use something heavier. And if it's in the like 12 to 16 range, I would use something lighter. But otherwise, you have to come up with your own weights. I struggled with this, especially if it was my first time doing an exercise, but since you can see your set history from previous workouts in Aflete, it's really nice because you can see, oh, last time I used 25 pounds for this, so that's a good starting point, maybe for your warm-up, like your first set, or maybe you can leave a note for yourself and say, next time try 35 or something like that. Keep in mind, you'll probably have to do a little bit of testing in the beginning to see what weight you should use, whatever like feels good and is challenging enough, but not too challenging that your form is degrading. Okay, let's get into some pros. The first pro is that I saw results. So I track my progress based on measurements, and I did lose between the start and end of this program 3/4 of an inch on my waist. So I was super excited about that. Another pro is that the workout is accessible and doesn't include any fancy equipment that you can't find at a commercial gym. I also loved that each workout was different, and that kept it from being boring. Every workout had a different combination of exercises, so it kept things interesting. The nutrition guide had some amazing science-based recommendations approved by a dietitian, which I really loved. It teaches you how to create meals and how to handle your nutrition in a way that's going to be conducive to building muscle and feeling happy and healthy. And I love that versus just having a meal plan that prescribes certain meals to you, because the meal plan doesn't really teach you doesn't give you the tools to build your own moving forward. It's not like you're going to eat the same meal plan for the rest of your life. So I love that it teaches rather than prescribes a certain plan. I loved using the Aflete app over a PDF. Like I mentioned, it's just really nice to not have to switch between the PDF and your notes app or wherever you're keeping track of your reps and sets. Once you buy this, you own it forever, so you can do it as many times as you want. I really love that. I struggle with the idea of paying for a subscription but never actually owning the program, because I'll definitely be repeating this program in the future, so it's really nice to have that option. Now let's get into the cons. So overall, this program is really well done, and you can tell there's so much thought, time, and effort that went into it. But I did notice a handful of, maybe more than a handful of errors throughout the program. I'll give a couple examples. So sometimes things were marked as superset 1 or superset 2 that did not have a matching superset in that workout, so that was a little bit confusing. Sometimes exercises were referenced in descriptions that weren't included in that workout. So for example, she may say, if you don't have XYZ equipment, just do some more deadlifts, but there were no deadlifts in that workout. So some exercises will be listed as per side, but they would only have one side. So for example, TRX ball rollouts using both legs would have per side listed in the description. So I wasn't sure what to do with that. Like, should I double the suggested amount of reps or should I keep it the same? I don't know. And then the last thing is sometimes the description would mention a progression but not have one, so kind of a mismatch there. Another con is that some of the HIIT workouts were really weird looking. I wouldn't say I'm shy in the gym necessarily, but some of the moves were really odd, especially if you were just doing them for the first time and still kind of learning the motion and the rhythm for them. So I would get a little bit shy and embarrassed. Sometimes I wouldn't do the actual suggested HIIT workout and would just do something simpler like, you know, lunge jumps or squat jumps, or I don't know, run on the treadmill, do sprints, just because I got a little awkward and embarrassed to do them in the gym. Honestly though, that's more of a me problem. I think it's cool that she includes unique exercises and mixes things up. Like, it's nice that the program isn't just squat jumps and lunges and stuff like that for the HIIT workouts or sprints, you know? She really mixes things up, and it's cool to do HIIT exercises that require a lot of thinking to keep up a certain rhythm or a certain movement. A lot of her HIIT exercises included stepping, so it's nice to be able to think about something and focus on it, because then you're not focusing on how tired you are or how out of breath you are. All right, let's get into the ratings. So for enjoyment, I would rate this a 9 out of 10, -1 point because there were a lot of HIIT workouts that I just didn't enjoy and didn't end up doing, so I'm not using the program in full. I think technically, although I've finished the program, I've only completed about 86% of it, maybe 90. So yeah, that's just a bummer. But overall, I did really enjoy it. The variety was incredible. The exercises were interesting and fun. I saw results. I looked forward to going to the gym, so what more can you really ask for? For sustainability, I'm gonna rate this a 7 out of 10 because after the first few weeks, I stopped doing the 5th workout. It depends on your lifestyle, your schedule, your preferences. If you're the kind of person who's like, I'm never gonna do that 5th HIIT workout like me, I would just suggest being realistic, and if you know it's not something you like, then go for a different program because she has tons of other amazing programs. Okay, for difficulty, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. It was very challenging for me to do even part of the HIIT workouts, especially the upper body and HIIT combo day. Those days I would just be so dead. So sometimes these workouts were so challenging that I would be hesitant to go to the gym because I knew what was ahead of me. But if you really like challenging workouts and you like walking out of the gym totally dead with nothing left to give, this is the program for you. So I will link the program and her website down below. If you're interested in science-based health and fitness, Natacha is absolutely amazing. I've been following her for years. I think she's doing something really unique in the health and fitness content creation space by bringing in so much science and research into everything that she recommends. Would I recommend this program? Absolutely. And I thought it was reasonably priced as well, so that's another pro. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you're interested in seeing more from me, you can hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions about this program, or if there are any other programs of hers that you'd like me to try and review, leave a comment down below and let me know. I'd be happy to answer questions or make additional videos. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.